Hey everyone, me Kevin here. So many of you know that I am running for governor of California, and yes, this is absolutely still true, but there are a lot of things I owe you clarity on because the last week has been very, very insightful, and I feel like I have kind of started feeling a little bit of a transformation where I've turned into this attack mode, this like dog that was this happy puppy with the vision and has kind of gotten turned into a little bit more of an attack dog that is caught up in the fight of getting frustrated by what's around us more than I really have before. See, I wasn't inspired to run for governor to fight. I was inspired not to be a bully or to complain about others. It was to propel my vision for the future of California, which I am so deeply passionate about. And I want to put all of my energy and attention that I have spare and available into this vision because it is so good and powerful. I'm so saddened seeing people leave California, businesses fail because of overbearing government. The problems we have in California aren't unique. There are problems like this all throughout the country, but California could be a model for the future, a model for the rest of the United States. And so I ask, even if you're not in California, hear some of these things out and let me know in the comments down below. Am I mad for thinking that these ideas have tremendous potential, that the future California model, one that doesn't just try to solve one aspect of our societal problems, but solves all of them by acting together at once, which you can really only do as governor? Now, people ask me, Kevin, why don't you run for mayor first? Why don't you run for county supervisor first? Folks, county supervisors and mayors are very hardworking people. But the reason we can't get things done in our country is because we need very strong leadership that can tackle multiple issues at the same time. And I think this model, this vision, can solve that. Take a listen to this, and then let me know what you think about this. And if you stay to the end, I have a special surprise for everybody this weekend. So I think it'll be really cool. So stay tuned. It's super cool. So that'll be towards the end. And so I think what's really important is that I provide some clarity on my future California model, and I show some more insights into why this future California model is so important and how we should be focused on this vision for the future. We already know what's broken. Things have been broken for the last 17 years while somebody has been in power in San Francisco and as lieutenant governor and recently as governor and now wants more time in office. Folks, no. We need a new model, and we need to be a model for the United States. Consider this. Here's my future California model, and the various different pieces of it is just sort of a brief overview or a summary of these. First and foremost, future schools, where students graduate debt-free and for free. They have the option of going to a college if they didn't end up liking the future school. We have state colleges, the Cal system and the UC system. But what's going to happen in future schools? Well, not only are we going to partner with small, medium, and large-sized businesses to teach our teachers so that we can pay our teachers more because they teach our students what businesses actually want. Think about that practically. Hey, Tesla, you need mechanical engineers? Teach our teachers how to teach our students how to be mechanical engineers. Let us as teachers, or our state's teachers, do that job for you so that we can prepare people for a career. Mechanical engineering really anywhere, at any motor company, or any mechanical company, or robotics company for that nature or purpose. Or maybe those skills will translate to something else, but we're also at the same time going to create a baseline financial education. So that way by 18, people are graduating for free, without debt, with a financial education, with the opportunity to go to college if they want to go to one of our colleges, or UC or Cal systems are great. But they also have the option of starting a career right away at 18, not at 23. We create a much more productive economy much sooner. Then I have a future transportation idea. And see, the future transportation idea is really based in, a lot has to do with a future bids process. See, today, when a governor reviews who to assign contracts to, they really have the power to assign a lot of contracts to their friends or people they know or their colleagues. There are a lot of backroom handshake deals that kind of take the free market out of the bid process. I kind of envision a future bids process that's very much like a cryptocurrency smart contract, where if the public were able to view the bid process, they would weigh out our contracts and say, well, we can get very good quality or excellent quality for a low price with one company. Why would we pay 10 to 12 times as much at another company just because they're someone's friend? That's not how the private market is supposed to work. That's how we waste taxation. In fact, my goal in California is to remove taxation on the first $250,000 of income that people make. So that way, every worker in California, every investor in California gets a pay raise. And we do that by including the private market more, not less. We include the free market more to reduce our costs and expenditures, not less. Now, obviously, there are many things that the government needs to stay in control of. For example, I envision a future DMV where we have maybe things outsourced that we don't need to do. Like, why are we getting vision tests at the DMV? Folks, people go to an eye doctor. Your eye doctor can certify you for X number of years. Why are we doing license plates and registration renewals with stickers and old school methods? License plates could be, quite frankly, replaced by QR codes that only the government can read, so nobody knows what your license number is. And instead, or maybe there's like a public identifier and a more private government-only identifier built in it, to where really what we're doing is we're not making you put a stupid sticker on your car every year that can get stolen, or we're not making you go through this process where you actually have to go to some website or to mail in a renewal. Just do it all through a very simple app. Scan your private QR code, pay, boom, it's renewed, it's done. The same thing could be with it could be done with driver licenses. There's so many future ideas, and I haven't thought through everything. Don't get me wrong. I think there are good purposes for license plates, especially, hey, if there's an accident, it's nice to be able to quickly jot down somebody's license plate, like, oh, white 4-door Camry or whatever. There are many things to think of, so many things to still think of and perfect. But the point is, there are ways to improve. There are ways to have virtual IDs. We're not going to privatize virtual IDs, obviously, but there are ways to do that, to where rather than you having to go to court to fight, for example, a traffic ticket, you could do it through an app. Now, I'm not professing that all of my ideas are perfect the way they are right now. I know they're not. But I can tell you nobody's going to work harder at perfecting all of these ideas. Every single day, our ideas get better and better and stronger and more sound and more resilient. Honestly, a lot is thanks to the interviews that we're doing with professionals in the different fields, both on camera and off camera. But I also attribute much of it to the community who is sending us emails or leaving us comments or sharing stories with us. We have such an incredible outpouring of support, and so many of you are donating, which is so important for us to be able to fight the existing establishment and make these changes. This is why we need your help at meetkevin.com/donate. This is not an opportunity here for, oh, yay, look at me running for governor. No, this is about implementing a new vision for society. This is bigger than even California. But we start with California. Think about this. We need future transportation to solve our transportation nightmares. This means more efficient roads, using the best systems that exist in the world. For example, variable speed limits, where when there's less traffic, maybe we can go faster, and when there's more traffic, we can slow down traffic a little bit. So that way we don't have backups at bottlenecks, and we allow traffic to more smoothly progress through the highway. For example, if it's rush hour, I would much rather be driving at 40 miles an hour, and everybody's casually driving at 40 miles an hour, than be going stop and go at 10 miles an hour. These are things, again, they still require the perfect engineering, but the ideas of a future process are there, and these ideas can be perpetuated by not just sound engineering and street and traffic control research, but also by introducing, again, the private market. We need optional toll roads that are optional, so we alleviate stress on our existing roads, and potentially those optional toll roads come in the shape and form of tunnels. We have plenty of directional space underneath us, And we can do this in very, very earthquake-safe and sound ways to prevent liquefaction risks or earthquake risks at off-ramps or on-ramps to these tunnels. We can make tunnels extremely safe, extremely efficient, not just for electric vehicles, but for all vehicles and all buses. So now all of a sudden we make public transportation faster. What good is it when buses are on the highway and yay, we have public transportation, but they're stuck in the same rush hour? We need big ideas to solve California. Think about future facilities as well for centralizing homeless support. This is my idea of deploying the National Guard via emergency powers on day one of being in office. We not only help make homelessness safe for the first 30 days, but after the first 30 days, we go into long-term transitional support, where in long-term temporary shelters, temporary housing, and temporary facilities that we build in a centralized manner, we can provide mental health support, detox support, rehabilitation support, community support, social support, schooling support, food, showers, housing, shelter, all in one space. We need everything. We can't just fix one thing. It's not about, here, build 10,000 homes and throw homeless people in them. No. These are people. They need dignity and compassion. It's a process. You don't go from homeless to back to work tomorrow. The same as you don't take a broken state and turn it into something better in a day. But with the vision and leadership, we can do a lot very fast. Much faster than anything anyone's ever seen before. And that's what motivates me. That's what makes me so excited about this campaign. And this is why I'm coming clean about how I feel like I've gotten diverted from the excitement of my vision. And I'm getting back to my vision. And I'm going to tell you an announcement in just a moment. But folks, think future courts. Streamlining courts with small claims processes that work up to $100,000. Licenses that are sub-bar licenses or are a step on your way to a bar license, but they're not a full bar license. But they still make you an attorney to help advise people for small claims matters. Attorneys don't go to small claims, but they can advise folks. Most attorneys don't, though. They'd rather work on the big things. So fine, bar licensed attorneys. The path is now clear for you to work on the big deals. Everyone else, the newer people graduating at 18 from our future schools, maybe they can help the folks with small claims business. Same thing goes for housing. We need to empower the people that we license, our architects, our engineers, our contractors, our building vendors, our HVAC folks, our electricians, to approve and sign off on their own projects without the government getting in the way. What is the point of them carrying liability insurance, professional errors and omissions insurance, bonding, licensure, workers' comp? What's the point of them having all of these liability insurances if they don't have power to make our building and safety processes move faster? The government's in the way of everything in our state. It doesn't need to be. Of course, the government has a very important role of the power of an audit, the power of a check-in or drop-in, but it should be collaborative, not adversarial the way it is. It should be meant to inspire and promote, not to take away or to stop or delay. This is why our state is broken, but it can be fixed. There's salvation. And with this salvation comes lower taxation, more housing. We don't need rent control and affordable housing if we have more housing, because we give folks optionality. And when we give optionality to live in new developments or new communities or new cities and towns that we can build, maybe even by legalizing casinos and having casinos in those towns or throughout our state so people aren't vacationing outside our state. Instead, they're vacationing here more. And we attract more money and more people spending within our border. And we become a very, very competitive state. And guess what happens? All of a sudden, there's enough housing for everyone. There are enough jobs for everyone. There's enough schooling for everyone. There are no homeless on the streets, and we do it all with lower taxes. Now, some people say, Kevin, this is too good to be true. No. We just have never had a coordinated revamp of California. And that's why I'm the first YouTuber to run not only for governor as a YouTuber, but I say YouTuber because I'm going to be the most transparent governor that has ever existed. Everything that I do every single day will be documented. Every contract that gets approved, y'all are going to see it. They're not going to crony capitalist friends. They're going to the best price and the best quality. And that's going to help us lower taxes. No more wasting $125 million per mile on a high-speed rail when we know private companies can build us tunnels for $10 million a mile. Folks, that's a savings of 12x. And when we fix these things, guess what we can also fix? Immigration. People want to come here, but the legal immigration process is very, very hard, very lengthy. And the people who make it through either wait years upon years or they lottery in. Literally, there are visa lotteries. Some people make it, many people don't, year after year after year. Our illegal immigration problem is a symptom of our failed legal immigration system. In a prosperous economy, nobody is taking anyone else's jobs. In a prosperous economy, we have streamlined and fast legal immigration, so people with skills can come here and work and pay their sales taxes and property taxes and contribute to housing in our local economy. And if they are blessed to make more than $250,000 a year, then they can pay state income taxes and we become a very competitive state. So folks, if you like this vision, embark with me on the future mission of California, the California Future Model. Now here's the announcement. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific time, I will be in Venice Beach. That is Saturday, May 22nd, and we will hold a small micro gathering. We're not going to do a big rally. This is grassroots. We don't have millions of dollars to spend. We can do things as a community for less, and we can do it better. Folks, if you're interested, come on by. May 22nd, 4 p.m., Venice Beach. You'll find me somewhere. I'll be there. I'll have a megaphone. You won't miss me. I'll be loud. I'm loud. With the exception of now, because quite frankly, I'm disappointed in myself. And I want to hold myself accountable for this change. So we're going to focus on the future, California's future, and be a model for the rest of the United States. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, or if you liked it, consider sharing it, and let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Thanks for watching.